Great question. So the question was, since Kalia is the matriarch, does that mean that she's a little bit more stubborn towards us with the training? The answer is actually no. So Kalia is really, really smart. She loves to kind of do those high energy behaviors and stuff like that. All of the whales can have good days, bad days, just like we can. They all have their own personalities and whatnot. So there are certain days where one whale might not want to do something, and that's okay. It's our job to make them as happy as possible, to kind of give them as much as we can every single day. So if a whale is not having a great day, that's okay. We can just kind of move on and figure out what it is that we can do for them to make sure that they kind of have a better rest of the day, if that makes sense. So out here in the pool right now, we have Shouka, looks like. So one way you can tell Shouka apart from the rest of the whales is her dorsal fin. She has kind of a C-shaped dorsal fin. She's one of the smaller females. Another high-flying, very energetic whale. Yeah, you have a question? How do they drink water? That's a great question. So they actually get all of their water from the fish that they eat. There's water inside those fish, but we can also give them ice and jello too. So the jello that we use isn't like the jello from the grocery store. It's basically just hardened water. So we can give them that to give them some extra hydration too. Good question. All right, now if you guys look down towards the glass on the left side of the stadium, you'll see Shouka by the window, and you'll see trainer Stephanie with a target pole again, and then Taylor over there on the stage. Now they're training something called an underwater pod swim. Shouka already knows how to do a pod swim, which is just a swim around the pool, but we're trying to train her to do that same swim underneath the water. So that target pole is going to help us guide her attention down to kind of the center of the glass, and then we can kind of guide her through the water, and hopefully she'll pick up on what we're asking her. So right here is a pod swim, just a basic pod swim. The whale swims around the perimeter of the pool with their dorsal fin at the surface. Now Taylor has just bridged or blown her whistle for Shouka to tell her that she was correct. And now she's asking her to go do the underwater pod swim. Let's see what she does. So she sees Stephanie over there with the target pole, and that is the very first steps to this behavior. What's your question? What is the most complex behavior that any of the whales have learned? That's a good question. So we do have a behavior called do anything. Makani is really good at this behavior where you just give a signal and they are able to do whatever they want to do. So it's kind of asking them to come up with something. So I think it's really cool to kind of see what their brains can come up with. It's really impressive. I think that might be my answer to that. Yes, what's your question? Where can the whales hide? That's a good question. I think my answer to that would be that they have kind of those large pools back there, and sometimes they have access to different pools. So if they want to kind of get away from one member of the pod, then they can just go into a different pool. We do have these really big rock boulders in the underwater viewing area, so maybe they can hide in there too. I don't know. Good question. Yeah, so we do have 8 whales here total at the moment. Some of them have come from different facilities, even from as far as Spain and France. So Shouka actually came from a facility in France. She also was in a different facility in California as well. So some of them have kind of bounced around, and then some of them have come out and have born raised just here. Yes, yeah. All right, so check out Shouka over here. She's watching that target pole. You guys see her? And she got a bridge for it. Great job, Shouka. Do you have a question? How do you train them? Or how do you become a trainer? How do you become a trainer? Good question. We just don't ask them to do it. So everything is a question with them. So we can ask them a hand signal. If they do it, great. If they don't, great. We can just kind of do something else. Maybe we let them have some rest time, play time. We do our best to kind of figure out what it is that they want to do. So we kind of just run on whale time and make it so that all the whales are kind of in their best place within the pod with us. So whatever we can do to kind of make that happen is If they want to do something, it's perfectly fine. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, check out Shouka there in the center. She's hopping her tail up and down. Again, that is what's going to propel them through the water at speeds at 30 miles per hour. It's very, very strong. The strongest part of their body is actually their peduncle muscle, which connects to their tail.